Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hello. My name is Shakinah BINTI Rahman. I'm from PGDE. My student number is PD 25701006. And today I will represent for the subject curriculum instruction assessment for assignment 1, which is designing, teaching and learning social constructivism approach. Okay, for the introductions, this is a lesson plan which is involved 30 minutes of learning process. So this is based on the social constructivism theory from Live by God's Sky, and the focus is for Form 4 for Malaysian secondary school for subject accounting, and the topic is the ledger entry using the T account in accounting. As we can see here, this is the lesson plan which is for subject accounting, and the theme is introductions to ledger entry for the topic double entry for assets and liability. So this is for the class 4 idea, which is the time of learning is 9 a.m. until 9:30 a.m. So this is learning standard, which is the student will understand on how to do the record and apply the principle of double entry for asset and liability transactions. For example, like in a one transaction, maybe will be effect to the 2T account company buy equipment in the credit terms. So this will be effect to account. The first one is for the creditor ledger and also for the asset ledger. Next is the key social constructivist elements, which is here. It's involved 4 elements. The first one is the collaborative learning, which is later I will divide my student into the small group. Okay, and then they will solve all the questions together in a group. Secondly is the scaffolding, which is I, as a teacher, I will give the peer support and also guiding on the question, which is I will give questions and also can guide them how to handle this situation or these questions. Third is the zone of their proximal development, which is at here, me as a teacher, I need to give a space to my student, which part I can help them to understand and which part they can understand by themselves. Next is involve the real world context, which is here I will use the real life transaction. For example, such as Mr. Wong Enterprise buy equipment in the credit term. So how to record it in the T account? So they can assume themselves as the small business owner, and how they can record these transactions, either it is in asset or in a liability. Next is the learning objective. For this lesson plan, the learning objective is to make the student to be able to determine which credits and debit entry, and also the basic assets and liability transactions. Then they also can understand the use of the T account or the ledger format to record the transaction correctly, and also to understand the reasoning behind a certain accounting entries. And also for the learning outcome, after the completion of these 30 minutes lesson plans course, so the student will be able to identify the account, which account that affected by the simple asset and liability transactions. Secondly is to classify their accounts involved as asset or liability, and also the student can explain their rational reasons with the accounting words like debit, credit, assets and liability. And also this is can reflect on their group work and peer input to gain a better group of double entry ID. And the learning material, which is material that I will use in this class, First one is the whiteboard and colorful marker. Secondly is the transaction flashcard, which is this is involve the real example or the questions that I will choose, and I will give each of a group to answer it. And of course the magic paper and the sticky notes, colorful sticky notes, and also the audio visual recording. I want them to feel like this is a very fun class. Next is for the study activity for the first 5 minutes. So me as a teacher, I will ask them the question about the basic accounting knowledge from previous chapter, and also asking the questions about how much they're familiar with the T accounts or the ledger, to recall back their prior knowledge. For example, I will ask what is asset, what is liability, what the example of asset, what the example for liability. So this is involve the activity of activity. So secondly is the mini lecture with the scaffolding for the 5 until 10 minutes. So me as a teacher, I will explain the accounting equations with visual example. So I will pause for questions and clarifications. So for examples, I will explain what is asset and how we can get the asset, and also why this liability called liability. All have a reasons, because for the asset, it is something that valuable for our company and can be liquid or non-liquid asset. For liability, why it's become liability? Because we're doing maybe the some transaction in the credit terms. So this involve the teacher as a more knowledgeable other NKO, and also the scaffolding, which is me as a teacher. I will give the prior support. I will give the guidance questions, because after I asking the questions, also I will give the clarifications for each of the question. That is 10 until 15 minutes. I will divide my student into a group which is consists of the 5 people in a group. So in my class I get 20 students, so I get the full group, so in all. So the first one, I will ask my student the questions about a situation of their daily example transaction lah. For example, I will ask them, if now you are in the stage of set up the new small business, and you borrow some money from one of your friend, how you will record it, the different pen marker color, to avoid the confusions. So for the activity 2, each group will receive the flashcard, which is each of the flashcard will give a situations of the business transactions. For example, like Mr. Enterprise buying a new equipment in the credit terms, so they will think this is transactions which account will be affected. Next is the group sharing, which is 18 until 22 minutes. Each group, I will ask them to present all their sorted transactions and explain their reasons. So me as a teacher, I will give the guiding questions. For example, like why your group records buying an equipment in credit terms as assets and as a liability. So I want to hear their opinion and the conclusions. Here, me as a teacher, I will ask the student feedback first, which is what was challenging in this topic, or what was challenging in this study activity, and how did your group help you understand it better. Social interactions involved between me as a teacher and also in the group member. And lastly is the reflections, which is at here. For reflections, me as a teacher, I will give distribute individuals homework from past year questions, of course, because this is student for Form 4, so next year they will sit for the SPM exam. So I want to be familiar with the questions of past year question. Next is my individual reflections on my own lesson plan. The first one, what which area I want to improve. The first one is I want to emphasize more on the prior knowledge and recall back my students' knowledge to support the new knowledge. For example, like for starting lessons, I will doing the 5-minute quick quiz. Secondly is emphasize more in the scaffolding and ZPD, which is I will give more space for my student to learn by their own. Maybe they have their own opinion, they have their own reasons why they record this in the T accounts and so on. So this is can help more for the ZPD. And also me as a teacher, I also give the peer support. And also I want to do more the cooperative learning. For example, me assign the student to create a short presentation. Me as a teacher, I want to this group to make the peer evaluations sessions where the student can give the constructive feedback to another team. Lastly, I also want to the interactive classroom. I want to make my class become more interactive classroom. For example, like organize a simulations where students can run the mini exhibitions, the mini classroom company for a week. So they're doing the recording transactions, they're preparing the statement, and also presenting the result to the class. So this is can give them a real life experience or testimony from what they do. So this is also a very interactive activity that can help them to more understand in the practical way for the accounting, T accounts, double entry. This is also can help for the better effective and enhance their understanding for the accounting for this lesson plan.
So in conclusions, this lesson plan apply the social constructivism approach to teach the double entry for asset and liability, which is emphasized on the collaborative learning, social interactions, and real-world applications. For example, like doing the transactions for accounting example questions, and then by using the strategies such as ZPD, scaffolding, peer support, and guided questionings, the student can bridge their prior knowledge with a new accounting concept and can help them to learn more. By using the practical activity like recording the transactions in T accounts and sorting the flashcard is promote the critical thinking of students and active engagement. So by the end this lesson plan, the student will be demonstrated the improved conceptual understandings and practical skills. They're confident to classify and explain which transaction with the accurate accounting knowledge. That's all from me. Thank you.